I didn't do this last night, whatever. Here's the new cards that came out last night and this morning. Starting with Workshop Janitor, 5 mana 5/5 Battle Cry. If you control location, draw 2 cards. I'm gonna go really fast for these ones that I missed, but it's fine. This card probably sees next to no play in Wild whatsoever. They might reprint locations for this expansion because not every class is gonna have one going forward, but that just is waiting to be seen. I don't think this sees very much play in Wild to begin with, though. Caricature Artist, 4 mana, 3/4, Battlecry, draw a minion that costs 5 or more, give it a funny mustache, whatever. This might see play in some decks where you're trying to tutor like your specific big, end game bomb. Not too sure what. You probably don't like the only deck that this like incredibly stands out in is Odin Warrior, but you don't really want to play this in even because you're going to draw again, and you probably don't care enough about this in like the skipper version because you actually have card draw in that version, so it's probably not playable in wild. Bucket of Soldiers, 3 mana, 0/2, Death Rattle, summon 5 1/1 soldiers with random bonus effects. It's just the same bonus effects we always get. I don't think this really sees any play in Wild. It's a fine card. It's just, I don't really understand if this has any playability, so I'm just not going to go on it anymore. It seems kind of bad. Cosplay Contestant, 3 mana, 3/4. After your opponent plays a minion, transform to 3/4 copy of it. This card's just Harbinger Celestia, but -1 mana. Still terrible card. Sees absolutely no play in Wild. Messmaker, 3 mana, 1/3 lifesteal taunt. Death Rattle, deal 1 damage to all enemies. This card's probably making the cut in a lot of decks. It probably gets played in most defensive lists. It's really good in aggro. You can give it poison in Hunter. You can play it with Play Dead in Hunter. I'm going to play this card a lot. I think this card will have a spot in Wild. It's just kind of a crazy effect. 3 mana, Plucky Paintfin. Poisonous, Battlecry, draw a Rush minion. 2/3 Murloc. Don't really see this card getting played anywhere. It's worse than Diving Griffin, which is a 3 mana 4/1 rush, do the same thing, and that card sees no play. Of course, Diving Griffin is a hunter card, and then you have Town Crier, which is 1 mana 1/2, same battle cry, which again sees no play, so there's unlikely Plucky Paintful will ever see play in Wild. Gift Wrapped Whelp, 1 mana 2/1, Battlecry. If you're holding a dragon, give it in this minion +1/+1. It's a dragon. This is going to see play in Wild. You're playing this in Dragon, Reno Druid, whatever it's called. It's another good dragon to hit to make your Whelp and Nest Matron are better. If we see more aggressive dragons being printed, this might be playable in like a Dragon Hunter. Dragon Hunter is kind of mediocre because you don't actually have good dragons. The synergy cards in Dragon Hunter are really strong. You just don't have playable dragons. This definitely pushes the package a lot more. Scarab Keychain, 1 mana, 1/1 Beast, discover a 2 cost card. Battlecry, it's the same as all the other Scarabs. They're all pretty bad. I don't see this card seeing any play whatsoever. Tar Slime, 1 mana, 0/3, Elemental, Taunt. Has +2 attack during your opponent's turn. This card probably sees play in a lot of defensive decks. It's just 1 mana, 2/3 Taunt. Who cares if it can't go face? On your turn, it's very good as a tech into aggro. I don't see a world where this card doesn't see at least some fringe experimental play. Origami Crane, 4 mana 4/1. Beast, Taunt, Battlecry, swap health, and another minion. This card probably isn't amazing in Wild. It's just a tiny bit too slow. If it was 3 mana, you play this card in Hunter 100% of the time. It's really good in the class. But the fact that it is 4 mana just makes it really awkward. It's really bad with hand buffs, which makes it even worse because a lot of the classes that would want to play a card like this have hand buff. It's just an awkward card. Probably doesn't see any play. However, I might be wrong. Nostalgic Clown, 5 mana, miniaturized, Battlecry. If you've played a higher cost card while holding this, deal 4 damage, 6/5. And then it gives you Nostalgic Clown, 1/1, same thing. This is a really cool card. I actually love the effect. I love the idea. I love the miniaturize on it. It's probably too slow. I don't know what you're playing it in. 5 mana, deal 4 damage is pretty bad. Even if you're getting a 1/1 that deals 4 damage, that's still 6 mana, deal 8 damage. Meh, it's not amazing. If this card costs 4 mana, it would probably be playable. Obviously, you'd have the stats nerfed, but it's kind of upsetting that Blizzard just tacked on 1 mana to this card, and it kind of makes it unplayable. Lina, Shop Manager, 6 mana, 3/3 legendary. Whenever you cast a spell, fill your board with random minions at that cost. Card is completely unplayable in Wild. The only class you would ever want to play this in is Druid, and if you're getting to a point in Druid where you're playing minions for a board like this, you would just kill your opponent anyway with Astler shenanigans. However, this is the first signature card revealed of the expansion, so I'm going to clickbait my video with it. I don't care, deal with it. I'm going to clickbait my video with it. If you're seeing this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, whatever, yada yada. Nostalgic Gnome, 4 mana, 4/4, miniaturized rush. After this minion deals exact damage on your turn, draw a card. It's effectively honorable kill, and then you get the 1/1 to it. I think this card is interesting. It probably doesn't see play, however, it's worth experimenting in Reno decks, in my opinion. It's decent removal, gives you access to some draw. I would probably play this in Reno Hunter, I'm not going to lie. I'm at least going to experiment with it. The 1/1 miniaturize is really nice too, because it lets you ping and draw a card. It's not bad by any means. I think this card might actually see a tiny bit of play in Wild. And then, hello? That was weird. Okay, Floppy Hydra, 3 mana, 2/4, beast, death rattle, shuffle a copy of this in your deck, permanently doubled attack and health. Card's completely worthless. To be able to do anything interesting, you have to make it die 4 times to shuffle a 32 attack version into your deck. Not happening. If you somehow get the 32, you can play it with Tundra Rhino, and then it's a funny OTK. I will probably make a video on it. It's just goofy, and it's something I will do. However, the playability of this card not happening. Play House Giant, 20 mana, 8/8 mech. Costs 1 less for each card you've drawn this game. This card is definitely playable in Questline Demon Hunter without question. This card's probably okay in Miracle Rogue. It may not make the cut, genuinely speaking. This card is disgusting with Gaslight Gatekeeper. There might be some form of like draw druid decks that are going to be playing this. People have theorized about it. I'm not sure. This is definitely a card that's going to get a lot of experimentation. I don't know how good it is. It might also see play in Warlock. It's probably not amazing. Outside of Questline Demon Hunter, but it's definitely going in that deck. Okay, now for the cards that just came out. Okay, so these are the 9 new cards that just came out. I'm going to go over them in this order. Nostalgic Initiate, 3 mana, miniaturize. After you first cast a spell, gain +2/+2. Card probably is way too bad and wild. Doesn't really seem very useful. I'm not too sure about it. Clearance Promoter, 3 mana, 3/2, Death Rattle, reduce the cost of 2 spells in your hand by 1. That's actually a pretty interesting effect. I don't think it, again, I just don't think it does anything in Wild, like whatsoever. I mean, these are neutrals. They're most of the time pack filler. It just is what it is, right? Card Grader, 3 mana, 2/4, Naga, Battlecry. If you've cast a spell holding this, discover a card from your deck. That's actually a pretty interesting card. That's what tracking is. I'm not sure if this card sees play. You'd probably play it in like you probably don't play it anywhere. I'm gonna be honest. Like it would be cool in Naga Hunter, but I just don't think it gets played anywhere. Origami Frog, probably the last of the origami cards, just as bad as the other ones. 5 mana, 1/4, Beast, Rush, Battlecry, swap attack with another minion. This card sees no play whatsoever. Terrible card. Forgotten Animatronic, 5 mana, 4/6 mech. At the end of your turn, destroy a minion with less attack than this. Probably sees no play. It only kills minions at 3 or less attack. At 5 mana, not worth the effect. I'm gonna do this one last because I have a lot to say about it. Giggling Toymaker, 4 mana, 2/1, Death Rattle, summon 2/1/2 mechs with Taunt and Divine Shield. This card probably does see play in, like, I'm not sure where, but that's just such a crazy effect. It's better than OG Giggling because you can play it on 4. However, because it's not a Battle Cry, it's less, like, instant impact, but I think this is definitely going to be a card that sees play. Rumble Enthusiast, 3 mana, 2/5. After you play the left or right most cards in your hand, deal 1 damage to a random enemy. It's Altruist the Outcast, but so much worse. Altruist at 4 mana doesn't see play, and it's a much better effect than this. I really doubt this card sees any play. Treasure Distributor, 1 mana, 1/2 pirate. After you summon a pirate, give it +1 attack. This card probably sees play in Pirate Rogue. I would not be surprised. It might see play in like Shadow Priest if you go like more pirate heavy, which the deck has been leaning against, but it is what it is. And the coolest card, Sing Along Buddy. 2 mana, 1/4 mech. Your hero power triggers twice. You play this with Garrison Commander, and it's so funny. This instantly slots into most even decks. I'd say like even Hunter for sure, maybe even Warrior. Actually, maybe not. But you definitely play this in even Hunter. Uh, it's 3 mana to deal 4 damage. This card's crazy. You play it with Feltfire Deadeye, it's really good. You play it with Garrison Commander, it's really good. You play it with uh, Dragonbane, it's really good. You play it with Phase Stalker, it's really good. This card is auto include in Even Hunter, no question about it. This is probably my favorite card of the expansion so far. I'm not gonna lie. Other than that, that's every card that's come out from yesterday and today. There's gonna be more cards tomorrow. I'll do them tomorrow. But if you enjoy, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'll check you guys out.